So we're doing a First Amendment audit here of Bridal Satin. Oh look, it looks like they don't have any power anymore. That's so sad. I sure hope nobody comes out to investigate. I think the sidewalk here is actually, or the parking lot is accessible here. Well, let's just say if I couldn't get through on the sidewalk, I would have to go through the parking lot. That's the door everybody enters in. Right there. Man, they don't even want anybody buying this building. They took the sign that was on here and yanked it off. There was a realtor sign there. The person who's squatting here, there's definitely someone squatting here, took it and yanked it off. It's also haunted too. They weren't smart like the people in La Casita. They didn't create their own privacy by boarding up these windows. Because I can zoom all the way in. Oh no, did the power company come and shut off your power? That's so sad. Help, 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 our power's been shut off. We've been leeching it illegally. Oh no. Oh no. Imagine actually sleeping in that piss-ass fucking building. It's all haunted and shit. It is too, it's haunted. See, I'm just surprised nobody's come out to investigate. They're like, oh no, our power's off. Which by that, I mean, if you went in here during the day, you probably wouldn't know any different. But just coming up here and looking, I could tell the lights that were normally on there are off. So any type of lighting that was on, like, in the building would also be off, I'm assuming. That's just what I'm guessing. And people are like, what the fuck is he doing? Just a First Amendment audit. A night audit. It'd probably be funnier during the day. It would be funnier during the day because people would be like, what the? There'd be more people. More foot traffic. Like, what are you doing? I want to catch whoever's doing it in the act. Yeah, I might hand it over to the Roy PD. I might not even accept a reward for it. Man, there was a sign here with a number and everything. They hit it. They got rid of it. I could have called and said, hey, I think there's someone, well, I know for sure there's someone going in there and like living in there. And you're trying to sell this building, right? You're trying to sell it. I'm sure technically someone owns it, even if it's the real estate company, but technically it's not an in-business business. There's no one here that's going to like call the police because I'm walking in the driveway or whatever. I'm not going to say what, but there's definitely a ruckus that if a person or persons were squatting down there would have heard it and perhaps would be rattled, stirred to going and investigating. Now, I'm just curious, would they go to that back window to investigate, or would they go to the front? Man, so many times I expect someone to just come rushing up and like swinging open the door. And just being like, well, I mean, like, you never know. Some meth head or crackhead or just some displaced bum. Yeah, enjoy this night audit here, because I really have no intentions of ever going inside the building ever again. I wonder, though, if I could capture some of the voices just by recording outside. Because, technically, it's not the building that's haunted, it's the land that's haunted. Staying at night in this haunted building and then not coming out to investigate when you hear a ruckus, that's wild to me. That's wild. I think we can walk around the parking lot. I mean, like I said, it's kind of like a catch-22 because this business is not in business. So there's no one here that's going to like call the popos for me doing that. I mean, there's a squatter, but what's the squatter going to do? Are they going to call the cops? Help, 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 call the police. I'm squatting here illegally, but this guy is like conducting an audit. Help, help, help. My rights to squat are being infringed upon. My rights to do drugs in public are being infringed upon. I'll make an exception that we can walk around here. I'll make an exception because there's really... it's me versus the one squatter. Possibly two squatters. Possibly a woman and a man. Possibly. I'll make an exception because they're not going to call the police. They're not going to call the police and out themselves. Let's see. Technically not publicly accessible. This parking lot is, because if I could like not in any other ways walk on the sidewalk, I would have to be allowed to come through the parking lot to get through. And like I said, there's no business owners there. There's no proprietors there to be like, this guy's trespassing, call the police. There's a fucking squatter. Is he going to tell on himself? Help! Help! This guy's infringing on my right to squat in peace and do drugs and pass out and God knows what else. I mean, if it was unlocked, I could go in, but what would I film? What would I film? You've seen everything. You've already seen everything. There's nothing new. I guess technically this isn't publicly accessible, but like I said, are they going to tell on themselves? See this table here, or whatever this is, this plank of wood? They set it up here so, oh, people won't know that this window well is an entrance. That's so clever of them. That's so sneaky. I would never in 1,000 years figure that out. I would never figure that out. I mean, technically, those stairs going up definitely isn't publicly accessible. But as for the reasons I mentioned, I could go up and film. Because who's going to snitch? The squatter sure as hell isn't going to snitch. That's 2 ruckuses, or ruckusies. And no one's come to investigate. No one's come to that window to investigate. And to my knowledge, no one has gone to the front door to investigate, or that little side door. Technically, that's the front door. One of the front doors. No one's gone to that side door to investigate. There's been 2 whole ruckuses, and no one's come up to investigate? That's crazy. Again, I plead the 5th. Let's just say it was an act of God. Or if if that makes you uncomfortable, we'll just say it was an act of dog. And no one's come to investigate? That's crazy. That's insane. You have to figure though, with people like this, they're probably like unconscious in the basement. So they're literally not hearing, they're not alert and aware in order to actually react to the noise, like me walking around and narrating and, like, you know, shining a light in the window. They're mentally not with it. They're not there mentally to react to these things. That's crazy. That's crazy. Someone put a door right there. See, I'm not interfering with business. Because as you can clearly see, business is dead. Those closet doors, changing room doors, closets, whatever, are open. I'm not really playing by the rules because I'm actually climbing up here on the steps. That's against the rules of an audit, but only if it would like impede with business. And this is a dead business, so it really doesn't matter. You were interfering with business during peak business hours, and you filmed it. You recorded yourself doing it. I know, I'm so terrible. I wonder if I'll capture any voices on here on the outside, because every time I captured voices, it was on the inside of this place. Help, 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 he's infringing on our right to squat and do crack. People are like, wow, that guy's fucking crazy. Coming here at like 12:30 in the morning to First Amendment audit this fucking abandoned building. Well, I mean, it's not abandoned. Someone owns it. It's just no longer really being used. At least it's not being used for its intended purpose, which is, depending on who you ask, 30 years ago, pizza parlor, skate shop, a bridal store. Man, whoever's in there is really doing a good job at playing possum. They're doing a really good job at just acting like, oh, I don't hear anything. Because they might be awake and alert, but if they're in the basement, they're going to just, like, not react because they'll think it's either cops or it's other crackhead bums or some random auditor like me. I'm not really an auditor, but we'll consider this a night audit. I'll just do it for a few more minutes and then we'll be done. I was under the impression someone said that building, ABC Manor, owns this one, but they're not doing anything with it. Probably because they know it's haunted. They're like, we're not doing anything with it because we also know it's haunted. This is such a riveting use of my time, isn't it? This is the content y'all subscribe to my channel for, right? Shitty abandoned building urbexes and First Amendment audits of squatters. Oh no, it's gone. Is it gone? Is he gone yet? I'll walk over by this window one more time. I'm hoping that the squatter in question will make an appearance. I can get him on camera. Just one appearance, that's all we're asking for. Just one appearance. Or one of the ghosts can make an appearance. If you make appearances outside of the building. Man, that's wild. I know for a fact there's someone in there. Don't ask me how I know, because I'm not going to state my sources, but I definitely know there is someone or someones, i.e. multiple people, plural, in there. But yeah, don't ask me to tell my sources. I just know. You're just going to have to trust me, bro, on this one. Well, this was an exciting First Amendment audit and a very valid use of my time. I think I'll call it a night here.